we're back. I have some takeaways from part one, which is that I need to look at the camera more. All right, thanks for joining me back. So we're gonna get right into, because I don't want to waste too much time on me. I mean, it is all about me and showing up for myself. So, but no, I do want to get to conversation cards and next week journal writing prompt. So we're just gonna, go through maybe the next, like, I don't know, 10, 15, just talking about, I'm not gonna go too much in depth. Like I said, I don't know, y'all wouldn't even believe me. I couldn't really get there without explaining my entire spiritual journey, and there just isn't enough time in one episode to explain my entire spiritual journey. But I will say where I am at with my trust in God is just like, it's pretty next level. It's pretty next level. I'm pretty proud of myself for it. Can't tell me nothing. Like, honestly, that's where I'm at. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you say God sent you, because God talks to me directly. So at this point, that's where I'm at. And if you say God sent you, I might believe you as long as God tells me he sent you. You feel me? Like, that's where I'm at. Like, I don't need a medium. I don't need a medium. He connects directly to me, through me. Yeah. Or she, however you choose to see God. I'm not gonna limit God. So we'll just say God. And honestly, like, we're not even getting into the etymology of the word God, but we'll just leave it at that. So one of the things that I realize about myself in any environment I've worked at is that after you treat me a specific way, I stop caring. Like, once I realize, like, you literally do not care about me, I stop caring. And I have stopped caring at every job I've worked at. And it's not because I'm not good and I have no work ethic, or I'm lazy or I'm undisciplined. I didn't realize that's what it was until the very last job. I really honestly thought it was me. And I will be honest about, like, needing to be the energy that I would want, right? So I did feel some type of way about, like, the fact that my energy every time at every job was like, I would start to dwindle away. Like, can I be honest? I can't tell you how many jobs I've been fired from. Okay, I'm just being totally candid. I've been fired from positions that I was excelling at, like, starting off amazingly and then just downhill. And this is because it doesn't take me very long to kind of see what's going on intuitively. When I realize I'm undervalued, unappreciated, not treated right. I mean, everybody has their ways that they respond to that. Like, if maybe you're like that in the dating world, the moment, like, as a female, you realize, like, a guy doesn't treat you a certain type of way, like, maybe instead of leaving, you just start treating him a certain type of way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody has a way that they respond. I was like that in the workplace, and I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Instead of being like, they're not paying me my worth, let's work on finding another job until you know what I mean? Like, finding another place that is paying me my worth or treating me how I deserve to be treated. Like, let's work on that. And, like, hurry up and get out. Like, I wasn't thinking of it like that. It was just like, I hate working here. I think working is a scam. This is not what I ultimately want to do with the rest of my life. And they're treating me like this. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Even if they're not treating me that way, if I see them treating anybody wild in the office, it's like, oh, this is how y'all move? Yuck. Like, yuck. Like, I really be like, whose idea was jobs? Like, what president was it? Can we amend that law? Like, like honestly, like, I'm all for getting a job you love doing. But can we stop putting people in positions that are not supposed to be there purely because of nepotism? Asking my clear folk, okay? Because that's what I realized has been a problem in a lot of the jobs as well. That's also another topic we'll say for a different day. Because when you base a job on merit, and the people who are actually supposed to be in positions get those positions, y'all, have y'all ever worked at a place like that? Imagine everybody actually doing what they're hired to do, and they're doing it immaculately. I wonder what a place like that would look like. Now, anyway, because I'm done dragging the other companies I used to work for, basically what I realized early on is if I'm not being treated, or the company isn't, like, it's just kind of like, why am I here? Like, once I start going into that mode of feeling like that, my work ethic, it doesn't go out of the window, but it goes down a slow spiral every time. It's a self-sabotaging cycle. And I actually finally ended it, which is great. I finally ended it, and man, feels great to end 2 cycles at once. And one of those cycles is returning to a place that also does not value me. Like, it feels amazing ending that cycle. Like, I will never do that again. I actually don't want to work for anybody ever again in life. Like ever. Like, ever. But I ended up leaving because, God told me to. Literally. God was like, it's the era of you. Like, this is like an exact conversation. It's the era of you. I need you to bet on yourself. It's time. Go now. Don't wait. Don't try to be like, let me set aside this amount first, because you're going to keep pushing it back. You're going to keep doing it, and then there's going to be chaos. Just go. Go now. And I was like, anxiety. And God was like, okay, then don't go. And I was like, wait, no, chaos. God was like, pick your poison. Do you want a little bit of anxiety that you know how to release and overcome and transmute, or do you want ultimately the best life for yourself? I mean, like, do you want a little bit of anxiety that you know how to overcome, release, transmute, along with the best life for yourself possible, or do you want to suffer in silence every day, inevitably knowing you're not valued, inevitably knowing that this is something, you know what I mean? Like, you're accepting this worth, which means everything around you is also going to be matching that energy. If you understand how energy works. And that for me was just not okay. That wasn't okay. So I had a choice, and I was like, you know what, God? We fasted on this. You gave me a very clear and direct answer. It was the most clear answer. I gave him 2 weeks to answer me, and he answered me before the end of the day. Just wild. Just wild the way he did it too. Because I gave him a number, and I heard him laugh at me, or her. I'm telling you, all I know is I heard a laughter. And it was like, you sure that's it? And it was like, yeah, I mean, I just need to make sure I can make at least this amount. And God was like, okay, that's what you said. Like, and the number was just exceedingly abundantly beyond. Okay. That's all I have to say. And that's all. I don't know what else to say to you guys. Like, do you see the smile on my face? I'm very much at peace with my decision. I'm very much happy. Ending 2 cycles at once and creating a new beginning for myself all at the same time. Beautiful, beautiful. I couldn't have seen it any other way. And honestly, I needed to, because I think one of the biggest issues wasn't necessarily even just about not feeling valued. It was literally about not doing what I feel fulfilled in. Like, like expressively living out my passions, expressively living out what it is I came here to do. And it was time. This is why it's the era of me. And that was the biggest way I've ever showed up for myself in my life, y'all. I promise you. Like, I still don't understand a lot of things, and it's okay. I don't have all the answers, and that's okay. I don't have to control everything, and that's okay. There's a lot of things hanging in the balance, a lot of, I don't want to use the word indecision, a lot of unknown. There's a lot of unknown area, but I'm not afraid of it. I'm like, I don't even want to say I'm in anticipation of it. I'm excited. That's more of a better word. I'm excited about the unknown. Like, I literally feel like the boy in The Alchemist right now, like, just ready. I'm just ready for anything. Like, everything is unknown. You know, he left his sheep and everything he ever knew behind for his whole life. And that's, I feel like I'm in that same place right now. And it's amazing. It's a beautiful feeling. It scares me sometimes, but only in the way where I'm afraid of my own success, not of my failure. And I'm not even afraid of my own success. I can't, not that I don't even want to use those words. Not that I could not envision it. It's that the way that I would have seen it for myself, I can already tell that it's bigger. That's what I mean right now. And I think the bigger that it is requires the me that I'm not yet, and the work that I must do to become that me that I'm not yet, to have the bigger. That's what scares me. And that's what scares a lot of people into not doing what it is they know they should be doing. But do the work, y'all. I'm trying to do the work. I fail sometimes, but I don't fail in the sense that I don't keep getting up and trying. I fail in the sense that maybe today I don't meditate. Maybe today I just want to watch TV. That's what I mean, I fail. And that is avoiding. But you know what's very funny about when you avoid work? It will find you. It'll seek you out. I've been watching a show one time and like TV just cut off. Internet went out, and it was like, guess what? Everything is silent. You know what you should be doing right now, right? And I'm like, all right, I'm hitting the mat right now. I'm meditating right now. I'm doing yoga right now. You feel me? Like, I just want to, you know what I mean? Like, move in that moment. And maybe an hour before that, if I had forced it, it wouldn't have been cool. But because time was allotted for that, you know what I mean? Like, it came to me. It didn't force me. It didn't pressure me. It just became an opportunity. Because I could have been like, I'm going to take a nap. You know what I mean? But it became an opportunity where I realized, like, this opportunity to do work. Let's do it. And I think that's where a lot of us, and that's where a lot of the work is. It's not even external. It's not outside of us. It's a lot of this work is directly within us. Directly. I can't even stress how direct the work has got to be. A lot of releasing, y'all. A lot of releasing. A lot of transmuting. A lot of transforming. A lot of love. A lot of love. Yeah, it gets deep. But I'm ready to go ahead and get into the conversation cards. It's been really great just showing, talking to you guys about the ways that I have showed up for myself, or the biggest way I've ever showed up for myself to this point. And I think what I was talking about earlier before I ended part 2 was like just how peaceful I am. I think that's a big part too of why I'm in such a creative space. I think a lot of my creative energy has come from being able to transmute chaos and turning those moments into creative moments. But how much better can it be when you're at complete peace? What can you create then? Like, I've never had that in life, just complete peace. Like, this is the first time in my life where I'm in complete peace. So just kind of waiting to see like what it is I can create out of those moments, out of that space. I think that is what's beautiful. That's what's really beautiful. And I wanted to share with you guys some affirmations I wrote down. Because I shared with you guys some affirmations I wrote down last time. They were my worthiness wow, my tongue is just like wild today, y'all. I'm so sorry. This be happening to me. Sometimes I have a lisp. I don't know if y'all heard it yet, but honestly, I don't be knowing. Like, honestly, when I wanted to start this podcast, I've actually had the name for it and all the ideas and stuff for it for like over a year now. The issue was I was literally like, oh, it shouldn't be me. It shouldn't just be me. Like, it should be me and someone else. Like, maybe I don't even do the most of the talking. I'm just kind of there. Lord, I don't really talk that well. I got a lisp. Y'all know I had to go back and read Moses, right? Because Moses gave him the same speech. But he was supposed to free the people. Okay? All right. Y'all just keep that in mind. I had no right to argue. None. I'm going to just go ahead and use that lisp. Whenever it comes up, it's what it is, what it is. But yeah, some of the worthiness affirmations I wrote down is, I'm assertive. I take calculated risks, trusting my intuition. That's a big one, y'all. There's another worthiness affirmation. I am open to receiving the energy that matches my true worth, and I am matching the energy I receive for and with myself. I'm going to say that one more time because there was a lot to unpack. I am open to receiving the energy that matches my true worth. My true worth. Not what I think I'm worth, not what my subconscious believes I'm worth, but my actual true worth, no matter whether or not I see it or believe it. And I am matching the energy I receive for myself and with myself, meaning I'm treating myself from the place of what my true worth is. Like, sometimes when you think about worth, don't even like think of like the most expensive thing in the world. Like think of the most expensive thing, the most highly regarded thing. Think of how everyone treats it, reveres it, you know, how it would be handled, whatever that thing is. Find something that's worth a lot to you in this world, and it's worth a lot of things, like it's worth a lot to a lot of people. And think about how everyone treats that thing. And then think about you in that same regard. Like, literally just replace the thing with you, and then just start creating your boundaries around that. Start moving as if you're that. Like, and if there's nothing in this world you see as valuable, I don't know what else, like your relationship with God, like I honestly don't know what to tell you. For me, I think about gold, but then I remember like melanin is actually worth more than gold, which is funny because that's my artist name, right? So I don't even compare myself to gold. Like, melanin is right now in the market, it's worth more than gold, which is wild to me, right? But there's a reason for that. And so for myself right now, I regard myself as higher in worth than gold. And the energy that I am hoping to attract from regarding myself in that way, I have to match that. That's been a challenge for myself, learning like I got to respect myself to the level of what I'm hoping to attract. That respect that I'm hoping to attract, I got to respect myself on that level first. I got to treat myself on that level first. And I know a lot of people hate hearing this like love yourself message, like love yourself first message, like you can't find love if you haven't loved yourself first. And that's not true. That's not true. You can find love, and that person can help you love yourself more. That person can help you grow and love yourself more. So I don't even want to say that that's it's a must. Sometimes people come along to assist you with your journey, and that's amazing. That's been my journey as well. I've actually had people that came along and made me think of myself in a higher regard, made me decide I'm going to treat myself better, made me decide I'm going to value myself at a higher worth, because either you showed me this or you showed me that. But either way, it elevated me. It helped me elevate myself. And so what I'm saying is, it's not a matter of like, oh, love yourself first. It's just a matter of love yourself in general, because the place that you love from and the place that you attract love from is going to be based on that, like that true belief system. So that's why I was saying here, matches my true worth, because you want to go back to your basic instincts as a child. You know what I mean? Like, think of how you regarded yourself as a child before the world told you anything. Like, I remember carrying myself with extreme confidence as a child. And so I kind of go back to that place. And when I go back to that place, I realize, like, that little girl didn't just tolerate anything. Like, she didn't. That 3-year-old girl didn't just tolerate just anything. Like, the love was, it was present from the beginning. And somewhere along the way, you know, and I've mentioned this last time, people teach you how to fall out of love with yourself. And I think part of life is learning to find that love all over again. And that's what it's been about for me. So when I say I'm open to receiving the energy that matches my true worth, we're talking about more than gold. And I am matching the energy I receive for and with myself, meaning I'm loving myself first. I am also regarding myself as gold. I'm not just expecting people to treat me as gold and then not treating myself as gold. So that's what that affirmation means. And I'm trying to speak that to myself daily, because this is hard. This is very hard. Sometimes you want to settle, you know, sometimes you get lonely and you're like, I'd rather just, you know, do this instead. And you have to remind yourself, like, but would you find gold in the hands of a common, average, mediocre, unworthy? Oh no? Okay. Cool. That's it. That's all it is. Now, let me see here. I want to talk about what next week's writing journal prompt is going to be. And then we're going to get into the conversation cards. So today the writing prompt is going to be, well, last time we talked about ways that we wanted to show up for ourselves the next day, and a way that we showed up for ourselves the last time. 3 ways, right? Now I want you to write in your journal 9 times, okay? Because 9 is the end of a karmic cycle. I am thanking myself, or you can write thank you and then put your name for showing up for yourself. That's it. That's it. Just write 9 times, thank you so-and-so. I would put thank you Melanin, or thank you Whitney, my real name. Thank you Melanin for showing up for yourself today and every day. Let's add that, today and every day. And if you want to add an additional affirmation at the end, just like how I have so many affirmations I've written out for myself. I have some up here. I don't know if you can see it. It says, I am an alchemist and I transform things to gold. I'm a healer and I transmute energy. I have affirmations everywhere. I have some in my bathroom. I have them in my phone. I have them as reminders. Like, if I pull the tab down on my phone, I see affirmation right away. Like, the goal is to be so immersed in affirming yourself that it's subconscious, right? That you're no longer having to spend your conscious energy on that. So now you can spend your conscious energy on creating. Okay, last thing we're gonna do is go through some conversation cards. This is my fun part, y'all. And I just want to say, I'm not trying to come off as self-righteous or holier than thou, or that I know everything in the world, because I really do not. I'm learning. I'm only 30. I know everybody else thinks 30 is old or getting there. I think millennials are realizing 30 is just kind of the beginning, right? When we were younger, we thought 30 was like, you should have a kids, family. Where they at? I'm actually kind of glad that I'm not there yet. And that's because I know that there's work still for myself. I know people that, you know, have that, and that's fine. I just know for myself personally, that wasn't going to be the case. So, but I'm okay with that. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like, oh my God, when am I gonna get married? Like, I'm not concerned about that at all. Like, the unknown is the most beautiful area I've ever seen right now in my life. So I'm just enjoying that. I'm basking in that because a lot of people tell me they're jealous of me, that, you know, like a lot of my friends that either are parents or my family that are parents, or just, you know, just they just tell you like you have no strings attached. You can literally do whatever it is you want in life. You can travel, you can see the world, you can do whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, I know, right? It's kind of beautiful. Like, even I think back in like history, like women didn't really have those opportunities, you know what I mean? That wasn't really a thing. So I think it's pretty dope that I do have that opportunity. I totally agree. Okay, this is a good question, and it has nothing really to do with today's conversation, so I'm gonna see if I find another one. Ooh, I like this. Which of your dating standards are absolutely non-negotiable? Explain. I just burped, and I hope that that was not heard on the mic. Good night. A dating standard that's a non-negotiable for me right now. Communication. Not even right now, in general. Communication. I mean, there's a lot more non-negotiables. Like, I gotta be attracted to you. Like, that's a must. Okay. And attraction can grow. So I'm not saying like you gotta be the finest thing in the world. That's not to say that that's not important to me. It is. But what I'm saying is attraction can grow. It grows with respect. It grows with how someone treats you, simply because you're you, not because they want something from you, or, you know, have ulterior motives. But communication is just so big. It's so big because a lot of people don't know how to communicate. And I'll say males in general maybe have it even harder as far as communicating, because I don't know how many men, especially Black men that I have met in my life, I don't know how many of them felt like they had a safe place to communicate growing up. Like, you know, for them it was don't cry, don't show your emotions, you know, be tough, blah, 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 be a man. I know girls that have had toxic masculinity views and imposed them on some of the men in my life. So, and when I say men in my life, I mean like friends, family members, all that. And so that whole like being able to communicate openly and honestly thing that we're hoping that guys can do, that's where that struggle begins. It's kind of going back and kind of correcting that belief system, which is work they have to do on their own. So it's not like I'm saying blame is placed in one place or not or another. What I'm saying is that in order to be in a relationship with me, you got to have a plan that you're working on your communication, or you are working on your communication, or you already just have stellar communication from off the gate. Like, you have to show me you care about communicating. Like, you might be like, yo, honestly, I just don't know how, but like, teach me. And I'll be like, yo, that's what's up. Like, be teachable. That's great. That's awesome. I think that's also a non-negotiable. I'm supposed to only pick one. So if I was to pick one, it'd be teachable, because then if you suck at communicating, at least you're teachable. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know how to open up, at least you're teachable. If you know what I'm saying, like, being teachable. I think a lot of men have pride and don't want to learn from you. Don't even want to have to hear what you say sometimes. And I get that some guys just want to be heard. They just want to be able to be like, they just want you to listen sometimes. And that's somewhere where I've realized I struggle, because I'm a talker. But I think that the most important thing is finding someone that's teachable, because where the walls of pride come down, like, love can literally just exist in its purest form. So when your ego is just kind of like at rest, like, I am humble, I'm teachable. And I don't really like to use the word humble, but I'm teachable. Like, I might know a lot, but I'll never know everything. Like, I want to keep learning. And I think because that's a quality I admire within myself, I want to attract someone that also has that. So that's a non-negotiable for me. I did want to do one more card. We're kind of out of time. Let me see if there's anything else, because I thought I left one out. Oh yeah, this was the other one. That's scary that it was right there. Do you feel both partners should contribute equally to all household bills. Why or why not? Man, every household got their own rules. I'm not going to tell you how you should run yours, but all I know is if we both work and we both paying something, maybe I just pay like utilities and cable and internet or something, and you pay like the mortgage, or I buy all the groceries and take care of the kids, but you pay for this, like, you know, something. But I think that's just me personally, because that helps not put all the pressure, but that means that all the weight has to be carried equally. That means you're cooking and cleaning as well. That means you're also picking up the kids. That means you're also spending time with them. If you're expecting me to do all of one of the things, then I'm expecting you to do one of all of the other things. That's just how it works. I feel like the energy should just be matched 100%. And honestly, I prefer the former, which is where we're splitting bills, we're splitting responsibilities, because I think that it means that you're spending time with the kids equally as I'm spending time with the kids, and they get to see us both, they get to be around us both, they get to experience us both in different ways and at different times, and they get to learn from us both in the different ways that we coexist. If we're splitting responsibilities that way, whereas, oh well, maybe dad's paying for all of this all the time, all they see is mom. I don't like that. I don't really like that. And maybe that's because I grew up without both parents in the household, but personally, I would love to split responsibilities equally. And not necessarily money equally, because maybe the man just prefer, like, I know some guys is just like, you're not touching a thing. Like, okay, I mean, I'm gonna do a lot at home for sure, but I still want you to spend equal time with the kids. That's what's gonna be important for me. If I don't have to work for anything, but that's the thing, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, for me personally, it's gonna be equal, unless he wants to be the stay-at-home dad. Because I know for myself, I have a lot of things I'm trying to do and accomplish in my life. And so personally, I just know, like, hey, look, I mean, if you want to stay at home and be with the kids, like, that's cool. Like, I have a list of things I'm trying to do in life before I skate out, and it's all gonna get done. So I don't know how we both finna work equal amount of time and have children. Like, I would love a lot of children. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, I would love a lot of children. I'm not worried about being able to afford them. I know I can afford whatever it is I want in this life. I think my biggest thing is just taking care of my womb health to make sure that that can be possible for the time whenever it comes, because I'm already 30. I'm not worried though. Like, I'm not worried at all. But I do know that I want to be able to share the responsibilities with my spouse and still accomplish everything it is I would like to do in this life. So however we plan to work it out, we gonna work it out. God's gonna work it out. I'm not concerned. I'm not worried about it. The unknown is looking beautiful. But like I said, as far as sharing roles and responsibilities and money and everything, let's split it down the middle. Unless you really like got a chip on your shoulder about me paying for something, let's split it, man. Like, I'm not tripping. Like, if we both about to be billionaires out here, we both, you know what I'm saying, about to bring our net worth like all the way up, does it even matter at that point? So yeah, does it even matter? I don't think it does. I don't. I think the most important thing is just a united front, both of us being in our child's lives, equal amount of time, together, apart, whatever. I think that's so important for development. Now I am literally repeating myself, and I just want to, like, I'm just kind of reflecting on today. Because when I started this podcast, I really didn't know where it could go, where I would go, what I would talk about. I just wanted to free form, just kind of flow. And I like how this went. I have talking points for other sessions, but I did want to make today's one just kind of flow. I just wanted to be me. I just wanted to show up as myself today. Not necessarily show up for myself, but show up as myself. Like last time I showed up, no makeup, nothing. Today I came out, you know, a little glam, a little glitz, whatever. But I didn't want any gimmicks for real. I just kind of wanted to just talk and be me. And I accomplished that. So that's one thing I showed up for myself for today. So I'm going to write 9 times. Make sure you guys do that in your journal. 9 times, right? Thank you, so-and-so, for showing up for yourself today and every day. And you can add an affirmation if you'd like. It's been real, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in for episode 2. Thank you for coming back. If you like the show, share it with a friend. Comment in the section. Let me know if you like everything that you're hearing. If there's anything you want me to touch on, look into, because like I said, I love doing research. So if there's anything you're curious about that's like, yo, can we both research this together? Like, I'm so open to that. Show me whatever it is. If it's a book you think I should read and we can talk about it, like, send it to me. I'm really open. Teachable. But yeah, once again, this is Nobody Guru's podcast. That's Nobody's Guru podcast on IG. Literally, you're spelling Nobody's Guru, and that's NOBODYSGURU podcast, PODCAST. And that's on TikTok, that's on YouTube, and that is on Instagram. It does not have a Facebook page. If you did need to reach out to me on Facebook for any reason, you can go to my Melanin Official page on Facebook. You can also find me, Melanin Official, on Instagram. Just replace that O in official with a 0. So it's Melanin 0 and then the rest of the word of official. That's the same case on TikTok as well. And then if you're looking for me on YouTube for any of my music or you want to stream anything, you can find all of my links for my streaming, like anything you can stream or purchase. You'll find all those links on my Instagram page, in my link tree. And then if you're looking for, you know, anything on YouTube, any live videos or anything like that, you can see that at Music by Melanin, and that's MUZIQBY Melanin. You can also email musicbymelanin@gmail.com if there's any inquiries you have about gigs. And then you can also email Nobody's Guru Podcast if you have any suggestions, inquiries, you're curious about anything, you want to be a guest on the show, anything like that. So once again, it's been a pleasure talking to everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And thank you for showing up for yourself today and showing up with me today. And yeah, today and every day. Take care.